My dad were the closest ever. I mean, I used to do everything with him.
First at 5, closure and heartbreak. A son coming to grips with that grisly discovery after his father's remains were pulled from Lake Mead and finally identified. It's a story you'll only see right here on Fox 5. That set of remains was found nearly 3 months ago.
And that person now has been identified as 42-year-old Thomas Erndt from Las Vegas. Erndt drowned in Lake Mead 20 years ago on August 2nd of 2002. And in a story you'll only see here on Fox 5, Danny Maston spoke with his son.
And Danny, it has been 20 years without his father or answers until now.
Yeah, Jacqueline and John, he's definitely trying to sort through how he feels about it all. And I spoke with Tom Erndt, who was named after his father. Pictured here is the two of them together. He tells me they were very close. I spoke with him about how he is processing the news of his father's remains being identified in an interview you will only see here on Fox 5.
He was a great dad. I miss him every day, and it's been hard.
Tom Erndt was just 10 years old when his father went missing.
It's just been a thought for the last 21 years, just in the back of my head, thinking, maybe he's still out there, because I've never had my closure until, 2 days ago.
Tom tells me he and his father had a tight bond.
Me and my dad were the closest ever. I mean, I used to do everything with him.
He says his dad was the man everyone could count on.
He would always drop everything for everyone. He would always put family first. He would always help anyone that called him. He wasn't the most talkative person, but he would always be there if anything were to happen.
Tom says taking trips to Lake Mead was a family ritual.
We would go out into the middle of the lake and we'd jump off the boat, swim around, have our fun.
But one trip in particular changed their lives forever.
He's swimming around doing his thing. And next thing we know is he's yelling and he's screaming and, he's trying to get help. But at the same time, my dad was in a really bad car accident a long time ago. And he messed up his shoulder really bad. So we were thinking, maybe it's his shoulder that gave out. And then on top of it, my dad was diabetic. So we're thinking maybe he didn't take his insulin that night.
He says that night was the last time he saw his father.
It's been tough, but I'm glad everything is at a closure now.
Tom says for the last 20 years, he has celebrated his dad's birthday and remembers him with all the tattoos displayed on his arms.
On my hands, I have a little wrench. That's just how my dad is. And then I have The Simpsons. That's like me and my dad.
He says the discovery of his father's remains has given him some closure.
I mean, of course, it's going to definitely close a big chapter, just knowing that he's at peace now and, after so long.
Tom tells me for his father's birthday, which is in January, he and his family plan to take a trip to Vegas to celebrate and honor him. Jacqueline and John, I'll send it back to you.